Music should stay low at first, then it can rise when the choice is made. This gives the paragraph a different rhythm. It also keeps the viewer inside the moment. Trust becomes a dangerous gift. The camera can open on the fortress wall. Torches shake in the wind. Flavius is already inside a hard choice. The enemy thinks stone can stop change. He sees Orhan as a threat to the old order. The words should stay easy. The action should stay clear. Each face should show a different fear. Each silence should carry a small truth. War becomes a clash of futures. A strong scene keeps the heart close to the action. Flavius must not speak like a book. The voice should sound like a person under the pressure. He sees Orhan as a threat. The old order. Fear should be simple. Duty should be clear. The enemy thinks stone can stop change. If tears appear, they should not stop the story. They should push it forward. War becomes a clash of future. The drama becomes stronger when it remembers the world outside the main hero. Byzantine borders lord faced pressure from new powers and local bargains. Power touched farmers, craftsmen, guards, women, travelers, and children. Their daily fear gave meaning to rule. If Orhan protects only his name, he remains small. If he protects their lives, he becomes larger. War becomes a clash of future. The drama becomes stronger when it remembers the world outside the main hero. The Byzantine borders lords faced pressure from new powers and local bargains. Power touched farmers, craftsmen, guards, women, travelers, and children. The daily fear gave meaning to the rule. If Orhan protects only his name, he remains small, and that is where Paul White's kind of reading becomes useful. Holy struggle was the idea among so many in Frontier's growth. It reminds the script that big changes has many causes. A sword's matter, so does bread. A ruler's matter. A dialogue should be short. Orhan can speak like a ruler without using heavy words. Nilofer can hurt. Fatma can also protect. That is the clash between a big family and the state honors. This moment belongs to Orhan. The empty parade space is not only a background. Dust floats in a beam of light. It presses on the heart. Orhan asks what justice should cost. He does not want his grief to become tyranny. The scene needs short lines and strong pauses. It should feel human before it feels grand. The heart seeks a lawful path. The best emotion here is controlled emotion. Orhan can hurt deeply and still speak softly. He does not want his grief to become tyranny. That kind of control fits a world where every private wound becomes a public trouble. Orhan asks what justice should cost. The narration should use small signs. A hand on a sword, a breath before a reply, a name spoken once. The heart seeks a lawful path. History gives this scene a strong ground. Rulers had to join faith, custom, and public need. The early Ottoman world was not made in one easy leap. It grew through pressure, need, fear, and a chance. A leader had to hold warriors, townspeople, families, and allies together. The task is harder than winning a single fight. The heart seeks a lawful path. A writer like Ibn Battuta would guide the tune here. Travel writing shows rulers through color and movement. The scene should not claim more than it can carry. It should respect the fog around. Early history, at the same time, it should not become dry. The answer is balance. Use fact for the road, use imagination for the room. A still scene can reveal the ruler more than a duel. The style at the empty prayer space should stay clean, plain, and firm. Use short patches for Orhan. Use clean pictures from the empty prayer space. Keep the names around Orhan clear. Keep the action scenes. Do not let history around his place become a wall fact. Do not let emotions around him. Let every paragraph from the empty prayer is a lawful path. Let every single angle bring Orhan closer to the state. We must build scouts stands at the watch hill. The valley lies open below. The air around the watch hill feels heavy. They see smoke where peace should be. The problem at the watch hill is simple to see but hard to solve. Every road brings a new risk. Scots cannot answer it with anger alone. He must listen, look, and wait for the right move. This keeps the watch hill scene direct. It begins with Scott's feeling, then moves to choice. The map starts to answer Orhan. The human side of Scots matters most here. Scots is not a statue. For Scots, pain reaches the eyes first, pride arrives later, and Watch Hills. They see smoke where peace should be. The viewer should be seen in doubt in Scots, but not weaknesses. The viewer should see love in this part, but not softness without strength. Every road brings a new risk. This is why the choice at the Watch Hill must be made in plain words. The Watch Hill scene can be hold power without heavy language. The map starts. The answers Urhan. The historical link around the watch. Control of roads was control of food and money. The view of pacing Watch Hill should be clean. The blacksmith corner carries the mood before anyone speaks. Sparks fly like small stars. Craftsman feels the pressure of the moment. War eats iron at time. They work for men who may never return. No long speech is needed at the blacksmith corner. That Urhan Bey every time want the victory, every time he wants to carry the weight of the state like his father. He wants to keep alive the dreams of his father and fulfill all the wishes, all the dreams of his ancestors. His plans, his strategies for the enemies are different. He is not just playing with sword, or is not just playing with army, but a political campaign and a political tricks that uses Urhan Bey is on a different level. As we know, Urhan Bey married 4 times. He married 4 times, and 4 times he married for the state benefits. All his marriages was a different life experience for him. He took risks for his personal life for the benefit of the state. As he want to marry, or he is doing marriage with Elcham Hatun, the first marriage done, as we see in the series, that was the daughter of Gundoz Bey, who was the ruler or the chief of a big tribe that supports Osman Bey. That was his first political marriage that benefits, that strengthens his state. After the death of Elcham Hatun, he married to his beloved wife, that was the daughter of a one castle's man. And in the raid, he took the Nilofer Hatun. That was his name after accepting the religion of Islam. Before he was Holofira. The prince is Holofira. This marriage was also like a political trick that makes the links of Byzantine people and the Turk people more strongly, because Orhan Bey always wanted to know about the Byzantine people. Nilofer Hatun, that was before a Holofira Hatun, she was a genius of her time. She has a good knowledge about the Constantinople and also the other areas about the Byzantine. So she gave advices and she led many campaigns for the Muslims. She converts to Islam and changed her name for Nilofer Hatun. If we discuss about the third marriage of Orhan Bey, that was a particle straight pact with Byzantine Emperor Andronikos, who said if Orhan Bey marries with his daughter Aspurcha Hatun, then he will make a strong agreement with him. Also, he shows that it can lead to the campaign and it will be the beneficial for the campaign of Eznik. Orhan Bey already victorious from Bursa. That was the deal, and that was the purely political marriage with Aspurcha Hatun. You can clearly see in the Orhan series, as Orhan Bey firstly was not involved in any love scenes with Aspurcha, but later on Aspurcha was in love with Orhan. So this relationship was strongly based a political relationship. That was the story, and after that the fourth marriage of Orhan Bey with Theodora Kanta Khozen is purely another Byzantine girl, and it was another political trick that Orhan Bey used for his benefits for his states. At the burnt field, the story should move with clear steps. Smoke crawls over broken needs. Villager sees danger in front and worry behind. Enemy cruelty touches the poor first. Their loss gives Orhan a wider duty. The scene should not rush. It should let the viewer feel each cost. A strong ruler is not the loudest person. A strong ruler knows when to hold the sword still. Protection becomes a reason for power. That was the best ability of Orhan Bey, that he was the ruler that controlled the sword, that he knows his army power, he knows when to move on, he knows when to hold on, and he was the best strategic. No doubt his father Usman Bey makes a better plans, better strategies, and Orhan Bey also have a great power of army and a great brain of Alauddin Ali Bey, who held the army strategies, who held the Yanishari, or who make a proper, suitable, a disciplinary army that led the charge of Ottoman Empire for many hundreds of years. That is reason this connects with the real border world behind the drama. Frontier war punished farmers before it reached rulers. People cross sides for many reasons. Some sought safety, some sought from looking too simple. The author lens can stay inside the scene. For the screen, the scene should avoid repeated shooting, and the camera can open the hidden room. A cup sits untouched on the floor. A sporcha is already inside a hard choice. A sporcha hears dangers outside the door. She must survive with sense, not only hope. The words should stay easy. The action should stay clear. Each face should a different fear. Each silence should carry a small truth. Waiting becomes a form of resistance. A strong scene keeps the heart close to the action. A sporcha must not speak like a book. The voice should sound like a person under pressure. She must survive with sense, not only hope, and not only with the power. Fear should be simple. Duty should be clear. A sporcha hears danger outside the door. If tears appear, they should not stop the story. They should push it forward. Waiting becomes a form of resistance. The drama becomes stronger when it remembers the world outside. The main hero, woman in political marriages, could become a bridge and targets. Power touched farmers, craftsmen, God, women, children, travelers, and all the people related to that. Waiting for a resistance, where another writer point of view, Leslie Paris kind of reading become useful. Family ties can carry state meaning. It reminds the script that big changes has many causes. A sword matters, so does a bread. A dialogue should be short. Urhan can speak like a ruler without using heavy words. Malan Hatun can warn without repeating fear. Nilofar Hatun can hurt about the links of commanders. The training ground is not only a background. Wooden shields crack under practice blows. It presses on the heart. New soldiers do not yet move as one body. They learn that bravery without orders wastes life. The scene needs short lines and strong pauses. It should feel human before it feels grand. The army begins to gain one breath. The best emotion here is controlled emotion. Commanders can hurt deeply and speak still. A soft behavior can be changed into a hard one. They learn that bravery without order wastes life. The kind of control fits a world where every private wound can become public trouble. New soldiers do not yet move as one body. The narration should use small signs, a hand on a sword, a breath before a reply, a name spoken once. The army begins to gain one breath. History gives this scene a strong ground. permanent military habits helped early power loss. The early Ottoman world was not made in one easy leap. It grew through pressure, need, fear, and chance. A leader had to hold warriors, townspeople, families, and allies together. That task is harder than winning a single fight. The army begins to gain one breath, a lighter like a big thing. The style of the turning ground should stay plain and firm. The human side of a traveler matters most. Traveler is not a statue. For a traveler, pain reaches the eyes first, pride later. Historical link. Ibn Battuta, the traveler who said about the Bursa. Bursa was a great state. The street of Bursa is admired by the greatest traveler Ibn Battuta. Helped shape the guest room part. A traveler can show how power looks to outsider. How a traveler is explaining the ideas about the place. Pacing the guest room should be clean, start. A river bridge carries the mood before anyone speaks. Water strikes. The character work for all should stay sharp. The past behind the bridge. The review angle around the river bridge. At the tertiary corners, the story should move with clear steps. Small silver shines in a cloth. Alauddin Ali Bey sees danger in front of his worry and behind. If we discuss about Alauddin, the brain of the state, he was the man who gave his powerful ideas to Orhan Bey. He was the man who chose wisdom over sword. He was an expert in sword, archery, and horse riding, but still he never wanted to be a statesperson, chief, or the Sultan rank, but Sultan Orhan believes in him and he gave the rank of Wazir of the state, who was working in a Bursa, and his wife Gonja Hatun made sacrifices, know about the politics, because she belonged to Garmian state. That was the big state of under the banner of Yaqub Bey. And the son of Yaqub Bey, Mehmed Bey, closely connected and friend of Orhan Bey and Prince Alauddin Ali Bey. There were many conflicts between Mehmed Bey and Orhan Bey, Garmian state and about Ottoman state. But at the end of the day, Mehmed Bey was a great leader, was a wise than many other states like Karachi or Jandarbe. The Balik of Garmian, the ruler Mehmed Bey made a strong connection and deal with Orhan Bey. No doubt he was the opponent of Orhan Bey in many cases, but still at the end of the day he chooses Orhan Bey over the Byzantine rulers and other Turk state rulers. His sister married to Alauddin Ali Bey, who was the Ottoman's first vizier. His roles never be detected or never be ignored, because he made a wise decision for the power and increasing the strength of the state. He made the strong army. He made a disciplinary action. He made the finance better. He holds the records of the infrastructure of the state, build bridges, build mosques, and other many historical buildings that named after Alauddin Ali Bey. Alauddin Ali Bey was strong in many reasons. The author Len can state inside the scene and for the screen and the strong touch where Colin Ember's kind of reading becomes useful. Hero tales preserve feeling. Even when records are few, it reminds the script that big chance, big change has many causes. A sword matters, so does a bread. The moment belongs to Malan Hatun, the mother of the state, the wife of Osman Bey, the mother of Orhan Bey, the first ruler of the state. She was the wisdom. She was the house of that kind of wisdom who shows a fearless approach towards the decision making and towards the growth mindset of Orhan Bey. And the best emotion is here controlled emotion. Malan Hatun can hurt deeply and still speaking softly. Her advices carries love and command together. She was never aggressive, even though her powerful decisions made a strong impact. She fears the price of her son's path. Her advice carries many things. The kind of fits a world where every private want can become a public trouble. She fears the price of her son's path. The narration should use small signs. A hand can on be a sword, a breath before a reply, a name spoken once. Old wisdom steadies young rule. History gives a scene, a strong grown older woman ruling houses, guarded memory and alliances. The early Ottoman world was not made in only one easy leap. It grew through pressure, need, fear, and chance. A leader had to hold warriors, town peoples, families, and allies together. That task is harder than winning a single fight. Old wisdom steadies young rule. A writer like Caroline Finkel would guide the tone here, dynastic stories that connect with the real life stories are built from a different kind of family pressure. The scene should not claim more than it can carry. It should not more than respect the fog around early history. At the same time, it should not become a dry. The answer is not a balanced answer at that time. Use fact for the road. Use imagination for the room of that thing. A mother scene should never feel weak. The style at the mother's room should stay plain and firm. Use short sentences for Malan and use clean pictures from the mother's room. Keep the names around Malan clear. Keep the action mother's room is in order, and also do not let the history around this place becomes a wall of fact. Do not let the emotion around Malan becomes the same cry again. Let every paragraph from the other's mother's room add a new angle. Let every angle brings Urhan closer state. He must be a special child to his mother, and her mother growth mindset, her mother decisions, fearless approach, or her mother archery skills, her mother sword, horse riding, and other wars techniques inherited towards Urhan. We can say the old wisdom of that young Urhan seen like it was a clear picture of the mixture of Urhan and Usman Bey and Malan Hatun. Urhan and Aspurcha stands in a monastery hall. Echoes move. Before footstep appears, the air around the monastery walls shaken. Every choice inside the hall can harm someone outside it. The problem at the monastery hall is simple to see but hard to solve. Urhan may be watched from the every shadow, every angle. Urhan and Aspurcha cannot answer it with anger alone. He must listen, look and wait for the right move. This keeps the monastery hall scene direct. It begins with Urhan and Aspurcha's feeling, then moves to choice, the rescue, ask more than the courage. We already discussed about the powerful imagination and powerful thinking of Malan Hatun and Nilofar Hatun. But if we discuss about the Aspurcha Hatun directory or a mind power, she was the daughter of Emperor Andronikos, who was at that time the emperor of Constantinople. Aspurcha Hatun lived his life most of the time in Iznik, Bursa and Constantinople. She knows about the politics. She knows about the games, insights, the insight and the tricks made around her, and her mind games develops a new ideas. Again, the human side of Urhan and Aspurcha matters most. Here, Urhan and Aspurcha is not a statue for Urhan and Aspurcha. Pain reaches the eyes first. Pride arrives later at the monastery hall. Every choice inside the hall can harm someone outside it. The viewer should see doubt in Urhan and strength Aspurcha, but not weakness. The viewer should not see the love in his part, but not the softness. Without strength, Urhan may be watched from every shadow. This is why the choice at the monastery hall must be made in plain words. The monastery hall scene can also hold powerful without heavy language. The rescue asks more than a courage. The historical link around the monastery hall is clear. In spirit, holy places could become safe houses, prisons, and bargaining spaces. Power in Urhan's world did not grow by courage alone. It needed food, it needed a loyal man, it needed a fair judgment, it required a steady hands. A fighting group can be move fast, but a state had to stay and answer for his people. The difference is important for Urhan at the monastery hall. Urhan is not only chasing animals, he is not chasing the criminals, not hunting the animals or the things he loved for his bravery. He was chasing big things. He's learning how to keep people under one roof. His strength is taking the people unity and taking the things in that way that a monastery hall changed him. The rescue asked for more than courage. The pacing at the monastery hall should be clean. Start with the place and its pressure. Bring in the face of Urhan and Aspurcha. Add the danger around Urhan and Aspurcha. Then let the choice at the monastery hall land. Do not explain every feeling twice in this part. Trust the image of the monastery hall. Trust the pause before Urhan and Aspurcha moves. Trusting the simple process, simple line after the pause is not an easy thing. Trusting the enemies. Sometimes enemies gives benefit to Urhan, but sometimes they play games inside the games. They play the tricks. This style make the monastery hall part easy to read and easy to hear. It also keeps the story from the sounding stretched at this point. The rescue asks more than the courage. The rival fire carries. Shaheen Shah want power without Urhan's order. Men whisper around low flames. Shaheen Shah feels the pressure of the moment. He calls ambition old, right, and honor. No long speech is needed at the rival fire. A look from Shaheen Shah can explain fear. A pause at the rival fire can show duty. A short order from Shaheen Shah can change every face nearby. The house faces its own shadow. The character work for Shaheen Shah should stay sharp. Shaheen Shah character is actually a confusing one. That changes the total idea and the scenario of the series. He actually brings the facts that clear a powerful beginning. His son Eid Bey, the rival of Avernus Bey or Flavius, we can say. It may look at the rival fire that tells us trust has moved. A rival fire scene without change feels like filler. A rival fire scene without change becomes a step or a trap, and it can shows the future and the problems of everything that matters a lot. We can see the Shaheen Shabe, a rival about must carry a weight, and the house faces its own shadow at the end of the day. The stone gate, the story should move with clear steps. And also, it can show how rain runs over carved marks and city elder sees danger in front and worry behind, and Bursa watches both fear and hope approach. They weigh surrender, pride, trade, and safety. The scene should not matched and rushed. It should be let the viewer feel each cost. A strong ruler is not the loudest person. A strong ruler knows when to hold the sword still and when to make a big decision. This is not only a plot point, it is the test of the soul. City elders must decide what kind of person will remain after danger passes. They weigh surrender, the way they pride, the way they trade. Although the safety, Bursa watches both fear and hope approaches. Easy words help this to remove a fog from the line. Connects the full screen, connects the camera open, plane, cloud run fast, and everything, the style, privacy, balcony should use a plain shot, use a clean picture of that particular things. The human side of the supply man matters most. Supply man is not a statue. For a supply pane reaches the story of the historical links, and that moves further, that we can show the past behind the night watch is useful, but it is not the lecture. It is not the things that links the powerful, the old tree. The story should move with clear steps. Its roots hold to the earth like fingers. Urhan sees danger in front of behind. Usman lives in memory, in command. He asks how to honor a father without copying him, and how this scene should not rush. It should not let the viewer feel each cost. A strong ruler is not the big thing. A strong ruler is how to carry the responsibilities and how to carry the things according to the rich is useful, and but the every yard at the work, the story should move with the clear planning. Flavius stands at the gatehouse of the roof. Flavius watches smoke beyond the river. The air around the gatehouse roof feels heavy. His pride fights with his knowledge of change. The problem at the gatehouse roof is simple to see but hard to solve. He sees his own world shrinking. Flavius cannot answer it with anger alone. He must listen, look, and wait for the right move. This keeps the gatehouse roof scene direct. It begins with Flavius feeling, then moves towards the choice. defeat begins inside the mind. The human side of Flavius matters most here. Flavius is not a person who is static but a dynamic person. For the Flavius, pain reaches the eyes first. Pride arrives later at the gatehouse. Roof is pride fights with his knowledge of change. The viewer should see doubt in Flavius, but not weakness. The viewer should see love in this part, but not softness. Without strength, he sees his own world is getting another point. The pacing of the gatehouse roof should not be a simple cleanry image, but start with a place where it becomes its pressure. Bring in the face that Flavius is in a danger and around. Then let the choice make the gatehouse clear, filling twice in this part. Trust the image of the gatehouse. Trust the roof part easy and also sounding stretched. At this point, defeat begins. The text table carries the mood before anyone speaks. Gain sacks stands in straight rows. Official feels the pressure of the moment. The people fear that order will become burden. They must show that rule takes and also protects. No long speech is needed for the beginning, and also clear images of that the things the past behind the text table is useful, but it should not become a lecture and a text protection government settled. Watching our families when drama carry can paperwork order create wins is when greater becomes he wins he because only great not Urhan but answers easy avoid the review angle. The text table scene should end with the change. It can be end with the new order for the officials, and it end with the new thing. The tree hides paths are old graves. Young Alps sees danger in front of every behind, and that are the things that tales pull young fighters behind the glory. This connects with the real border world behind the drama. Oral memory shaped how frontier sought honors. Some followed trade, some followed family. This makes story richer. It keeps the family. Colin Lambert points us towards choice at the gate. A word in a legend should be used as a flame, not a proof. For the screen, the scene should avoid repeated shooting, pulled tight rope, a seal pressed into a wax, horse refusing a bit, a door closing softly. These images can say more than a long line. The music should stay low at the first. If we discuss about the character of Fatma Hatun, because we have already discussed about Spurcha Hatun, Nilofar Hatun, Malana Hatun and Alauddin Ali Bey. Especially if we ponder or look a glance at Fatma Hatun character, that was the most lovable character in the series and lovable daughter of Osman Ghazi. Many authors write that particular fact when Usman Bey returned from any kind of war or the strategic movement, who is outside from his tribe or Yanishar or Bursa, then when Usman Bey returned from that mission, firstly when he reached in the tribe, he met with his beloved daughter Fatma Hatun. That is particularly a great move that makes Fatma Hatun character special. Many proposal came for Fatma Hatun. Fatma Hatun life is not as simple as we can see. She was the multi-talented woman. She was the first princess of Ottoman Empire. She know about the horse riding, tent keeping. She knows how to make a good changes in the home. She know about the council. She know about the chiefs and all the matters that a family member of Usman Bey should be learned. Sword, archery, horse riding, and also she belonged to Bhajian. That after her marriage, she married to the chief of a big tribe, Turkmen, and her children record is not preserved in the history, but many served under the state of Ottoman Empire. She take a good contribution with Nilofar Hatun in the social welfare programs in many cases. When drama or history becomes more crucial and more technically we look at to the series or historical perspective we look, then it becomes interesting because many women characters are shown in the series. It shows how the influence or how the women of the states are used or worked under the state. The dialogue should be a short and Urhan can speak like a ruler without using heavy words. Malana Hatun without repeating fears, a fearless approach and a growth mindset. History gives the scene strong ground, public speech turned command into shared purpose, and also a leader, a whole warrior, townspeople, families, allies together. The task is harder than winning a single fight. The people begin to believe him. The style at the open council should stay plain and firm. Use short sentences for Urhan. Use clean picture from the open council. Keep the games, keep the names, keep the enemies open around the Urhan. Keep the action at the open council in order. Do not let history around the becomes a wall of facts. Do not let the emotion around becomes same cry again. Let everything be cleared and perspective. Last, a son becomes a builder. Ridge, scene direct begins Urhan feelings, then moves to a choice. A son becomes a builder. A human side of Urhan most here. Urhan is not a static or dynamic. He is always a moving warrior. He was also a dreamer or fulfiller, fulfilling the dream, pain of his ancestor, harried the things. Pain reaches the eyes first. Pride, ridge, Building up becomes a straight, plain words in made be must reach last at the end of the choice why wider duty led to want. These wants are not a big issue or a big deal for the historical link around at the last ridge is clear in the spirit stating a building curge pacing at the low. The winter tent scene should end with a change. It may be a new order for Urhan. It may be a new fear around the winter tent. It may be the small promise made near Urhan. It may be a look at the winter tent tells has moved. Filler like feels change without seen tent a winter sent a step. This matter because Urhan's road is long. Each thinking about the Urhans must carry a weight. At the end of the story, it moves like the dialogue should be short. Urhan stands the captive wagon. The Urhan human side matters most. Historical link around the captive wagon is clear in spirit. The view of camel Kafadar helped shape the captive wagon part. The pacing at the captive wagon should be clean. The ruined tower carries the mood before anyone speaks. The character work for Flavius should stay sharp. The review angle around the ruined tower for the screen, the scene should be avoided. This is why the Finkel's Nilofer Aspurcha, Nilofer Malan Hatun, and Aspurcha and Malan contribution towards women courtyard part. This connect to the real border. This is not only plot point. The strong scenes, the style of pomegranate garden should stay plain and firm. That Urhan sitting in a leather smells of rain and smoke. The air around the saddle room feels heavy. He checks each and everything for that matters. Most of the time, Urhan is keeping the things possessively. The messenger gate carries the mood before anyone speaks. Dust covers the rider's beard. Messengers feel the pressure of the moment. News arrives too late for comfort. His voice shakes before the word came. No long speech is needed at the messenger gate. A look from messenger can explain fear. A pause at the messenger gate can show duty. A short order from messenger can change every face nearby. Information becomes fire. The character work as a spy or a messenger should stay sharp. Messenger carries more than one feeling. This is the duty in this moment. There is anger under the words. There is care for the people who may suffer near the messenger gate. His voice shakes before the words come. News arrives too late for comfort. These layers make the messenger's gate scene new. The story does not need to repeat the same pain through messengers. It can show a new effect. that pain at the messenger's gate, information becomes fire. The past behind the messenger gate is useful, but it should not become a lecture. Messages at the stone quarry. The story should move with clear steps. Men cut blocks from a grey hill. Builders and soldiers seize danger in front and every worry behind. A city asks for labor after war. They learn that walls can protect or imprison. The scene should not rush. It should let the viewer feel each and every thing behind the purpose of that clean matters. This connects with the real border world behind the drama. Construction marked the arrival of settled rule. People crossed sides for many reasons. Some sought safety, some sought honor, some followed trade, and some thinks the narration and some parts are extremely moved towards the city walls. The strong scenes can open in a learning room. Children trace a letter in a dust. Children and elder are already inside a hard choice. War may steal the next generation calm. Their small voices make the stakes plain. The world should stay easy. The action should stay clear. And the things should be under the perception of one. And according to the rules, we can say we can make changes and we can make the things better. Things are working quite in the favor of Urhan Bey, and Urhan Bey moving towards the destination with quite amazing features and quite amazing charisma. The dialogue should be short. Urhan can speak like ruler without using heavy words. Malan Hatun, the main force behind Urhan, decision making after the demise of Usman Bey. Usman Bey guides well Urhan Bey and make ruler and first sultan of the state in his life, because he knows the power, he knows the wisdom, he knows the decision making, efforts, confidence, attitude in his eyes, in his life. That's why in the life of Usman Bey, Urhan victorious and Urhan conquer the Bursa that connects the real border word behind. The dialogue should be short. The view, this is not only a point. History gives a scene. Documents help rulers act at a distance. The early Ottoman world was not made in one easy leap. It grew through pressure, need, fear, chance, single fight, guide tone, and bureaucratic science shows the state taking form of the scene, the style, and the seal table, and the final moment should show how Urhan looking at towards the creative thinking pattern of the life moving forward. He has not escaped grief. He has learned how to carry it. He has not ended danger. He has learned how to read it. He has not become a perfect ruler. He has become a man who understands that rule is service, burden, and a pure control. Behind him stand the dead, the wounded, the waiting woman, the tired Alps, and the people who want peace. Ahead of him stands the city, the laws, and the heavy work of the state. He walks towards it without a loud promise. His steps are enough. The language, the clear lines. Burhan does not need a grand sentences to be explained. The author views the Bursa should remain in promise in the distance. It is more than stone, it is food, it is about the trade that is happen in the Bursa streets. The rival should not be empty, a weak villain hates. Avernus should carry the pains, and the comparison of the character Flavius, Avernus, and the trader of that time should know the loyalty is never a simple broader concept. Loyalty is all about the pain we carries around the historical moment towards the actual existence of powerful Bursa promises in the distance. The story should not live on the same line again and again. The same loss should not be repeated in the same words. The same anger not be returned with a simple new name. Each moment is needed for the things that can be conquered. Burhan's memory should stay in script, because how Burhan Bey was a brave friend can die in one trap. A state must learn how to stop many traps. That is why grief must become method, guards must be placed better, news must be checked faster, allies must be tested with care, and also punishment becomes reward for the someone and must be public enough to warn enemies but fair enough to calm the people. A Sporcha's danger should also be more than a rescue line. She should not stand only as someone waiting for the Burhan. She should be saved. If you like the video, you should press the like button below given. And if you like the character of Fatma, Avernus Bey, Burhan Bey, or other main major character Jharkotai Bey, kindly give a comment and also subscribe the channel for more updates related to Burhan's real history. Hi guys, welcome to our channel for more updates related to Burhan series. We are going to discuss about Burhan history. Burhan history in detail stands in a cold wind. The camp is quiet. A loyal friend is gone. A woman he must save is still in danger. The people around him wait for a sign. They want anger. They also want safety. Burhan feels both needs inside him. He can ride with free is bread, and also fire alone cannot find him alone build a state. This is the first truth of the story. Pain can push a man forward. It also can bind him. Burhan must choose which path his pain will take. The story should begin with this pressure. No long opening is needed. No outside voice has to explain everything. We can see the state of the house in the faces of the people. The Alps hold their weapons too tightly. The women speak with care. The servants move like shadows. Even the horses seem restless. Everyone knows that the next step will matter. If Urhan moves too fast, the enemy may smile. If he waits too long, fear may spread. That balance gives scenes to strength. Urhan stands at the camp. Cold wind moves over the tents. The air around the camp feels heavy. The Alps look at him for answer and direction. The problem at the camp is simple to see, but hard to solve. A loyal friend is gone. Urhan cannot answer it with anger alone. Also, he must listen, look, and wait for the right move. This keeps the scene direct. It begins Urhan feeling, then moves to choice. He must turn pain into order. The human side of Urhan matter most here. Urhan is not statue. Urhan is a sensible leader. For Urhan, pain reaches the eye first. Pride arrives later at the camp. The Alps look at him for answers and direction. The viewer should see doubt in Urhan's eyes, but not weaknesses. The viewer should see love in his part, but not softness with his strength. A loyal friend is gone. This is why the choice of the camp must be made in a plain word. The camp scene can hold power without heavy language. He must turn pain into order. The historical link around the camp is clear. Clear in spirit. A frontier camp needed trust before it needed walls. Power in Urhan's world did not grow by courage alone. It needed food, safe roads, loyal men, fair judgment, and steady hands. A fighting group could move fast. A state had to stay and answer for people. That difference is important for Urhan's at camp. Urhan is not only chasing enemies. He is learning how to keep people under one roof after the camp changes him. He must turn pain into order. The view of Halil analogy helps shape the camp part. Rules, coins, towns, and soldiers matter in the rise of the state. That idea does not need to be coated in a heavy fare. It can be turned into simple drama at the camp. Show the rule behind the sword in his choice. Show the cost behind the victory near Urhan. Shows the seriousness about becoming heavy. Grief should change command, not only raise voices. The pacing at the camp should be clean. Start with place, and also its pressure. Bring in the face of Urhan. Add the danger around Urhan. Then let the choice at the camp land. Do not explain every feeling twice in this part. Trust the image of the camp. Trust the pause before Urhan moves. Trust the simple line after the pause. This style makes the camp part easy to read and easy to hear. It also keeps the story from sounding stretched at this point. He must turn pain into order. The dark road carries the mood before everyone sleeps, and everything and anyone speaks. Hoof prints cut through wet soil. Fatma feels the pressure of the moment. Aspurcha is still in danger. Her courage pushes the search forward. No long speech is needed. At the dark road, a look from Fatma can explain fear. A pause at the dark road can show duty. A short order from Fatma can change every face nearby him. The road becomes a test of patience. The character work for Fatma should stay sharp. Fatma carries more than one feeling. There is duty in this moment. There is anger under the words. There is care for people who may suffer near the dark road. Her courage pushes the search forward. Aspurcha is still in danger. These layers make the dark road scene new. The story does not need to repeat the same pain through Fatma. It can show a new effect of the pain at the dark road. The road becomes a test of patience. The past behind the dark road is useful, but it should not become a lecture. Border roads carried spies, traders, captives, and messengers. Let the viewer feel the past through action. Let the market near the dark road show trade. Let the gate near Fatma shows power. Let a tired soldier in this part show cost. Let a quiet mother near this conflict show density. In this way, history enters the dark road. The dark road seen without showing it down. The road becomes a test of patience. The review angle around the dark road should be fair. Simal Kafdar help us read the scene with care. The frontier was mixed world, not a simple line. Because of that, this story works best when it avoids easy answer. Urhan is not great only because he wins. He becomes greater when his wins create orders. A rescue story works best when silence is as strong as action. The dark road scene should end with a change. It may be a new order from Fatma. It may be a new fear around the dark road. It may be a small promise made near Fatma. It may look at the dark road that tells us Trust has moved. A dark road seen without change feel like filler. A dark road seen with change becomes a step. This matters because Urhan's round is long. Each chapter about Fatma must carry weight. The road becomes a test of patience. At the palace corridor, the story should move with clear steps. Lamps burn low against stone walls. Nilofer sees danger in front of worry behind. Love and duty pull the different ways. She must keep her face calm. While Nilofer heart breaks, the scenes should not rush. It should not let the viewer feel each cost. A strong ruler is not the loudest person. A strong ruler knows when to hold the sword still. Her silence becomes part of the state. This is not only a plot point, it is the test of the soul. Nilofer must decide what kind of person will remain after danger passes. She must keep her face calm while her heart breaks. Also, love and duty pulls in a different way. Easy words helps this. It removes fog from the line. It lets the feeling stand on its own. Her silence becomes part of a state. This connects with the real border, world behind the drama. Royal women often carried power through counsel, memory, and marriage ties. People crossed sides for many reasons. Some sought safety and some sought honor. Some followed trade. Some followed dignity. And also, these things matter in everyone's life. She must keep her face while her heart breaks, and some sort of families followed. This makes the story richer. It keeps the world from looking too simple. Urhan must read people as carefully as he reads the road. Her silence becomes part of the state. The author lens can stay inside the scene. Caroline Finkel points us towards this thought. Early stories are precious, but they must be handled with care. That thought can become action. A choice at gate, a word and a word in council, a silence between women, a payment to soldiers. These details make the script move alive. Quiet pain can be stronger than a long speech. For the screen, The scene should avoid repeating shooting. It should use objects and movement, a rope pulled tightly, a seal pressed into wax, a horse refusing the bit, a door closing softly. These images can be more than a long line. The music should stay low, but it can be play fast at the end. Then it can rise when the choice is made. This gives the paragraph a different rhythm. It also keeps the viewer inside the moment. Her silence becomes the part of the state. The camera can open a console tent. Old swords hang behind and beside the map. This is the actual story about the Urhan series complete plane. And Malan Hatun is already inside a hard choice. Rivals want to get old freedom of chief, but it pulls a different things under the light of Urhan. Each face should show a different fear. Each silence should carry a small truth. Urhan must unite men who do not trust each other. A strong scene keeps the heart close to the action. Malan must not speak like a book. The voice should sound like a person under pressure. She hears danger inside friendly words. Fear should be simple. Duty should be clear. Rivals want the old freedom of chiefs. If tears appear, they should not stop the story. They should push it forward. Urhan must unite men who do not trust each other. The drama becomes stronger when it remembers the world outside the main hero. A Malik could not grow if every chief acted alone. Power touched farmers, craftsmen, guards, women, travelers, and children. Their daily fear gave meaning to the rule. If Urhan protects only this for his name, he remains small. If he protects their lives, he becomes a great leader. He becomes larger and a larger than state. If you become a larger than the people, people are respecting you. If you think you are above the state and state rules are not applied for you, then maybe the things troubles you. Urhan must unite men who do not trust each other. This is the real success of Urhan Ghazi. That Urhan brings everyone under the one banner. Quran wants the things with clarity, like Quran unity with Muhammad Bey. Quran offers unity with Shaheen Shah Bey. But unfortunately, Shaheen Shah Bey chose the side of Byzantine and also with Shaheen Shah Bey. But Muhammad Bey chose again Urhan Bey and Alauddin Ali Bey. That's why he was allowed to bring in a room where the Prince Hazar and his father and the beautiful, gorgeous wife of Alauddin Ali Bey stands. Where this is the rowdy Paul Lender's kind of reading becomes useful. Social life and materials shaped early power. And that is the bigger point when you want to act like it remains the script that big changes has many causes. A sword matters. If so does a bread a ruler matters. So does the fear for ordinary people. When the narration holds these things together, the story stops repeating itself. The best counsel scenes give every single choice for a reason. The dialogue should be short. Urhan can speak like a ruler without using heavy words. Malan Khatun can warn without repeating fear. Nilofer can hurt without losing dignity. Aspurcha Khatun can be brave without becoming cold. Fatma Khatun can act without being only a helper. Each voice should its own place. That is how the script stays fresh. Urhan must unite men when who do not trust each other. This moment belonged to Aspurcha. The monastery yard is not only a background. Stone steps shine under a pale light. It presses on the heart. Faith, fear, and politics meet in one place. Her danger is personal and public at the same time. The scene needs short lines and strong pauses. It should feel human before it feels grand. Rescue becomes more than rescue. These moments belong to Aspurcha. The best emotion is controlled emotion. Aspurcha can hurt deeply and still speaking softly. Her danger is a personal and public at the same time. That kind of control fits a world where every private wound can become a public trouble. Faith, fear, and politics meet in one place. The narration should use small signs. A hand on the sword, a breath before a reply, a name spoken once. Rescue becomes more than rescue. History gives this scene a strong ground. The border was crossed by families and deals as much as armies. The early Ottoman world was not made in one easy leap. It grew through pressure, needed fear, and also chance. A leader had to hold warriors, townspeople, families, and allies together. That task is harder than winning a single fight. Rescue becomes more than rescue. A writer like Colin Lambert would give a guide the town here. The early record can be thin, so certainty must be used with care. The scene should not claim more than it can carry. It should respect the fog around early history. At the same time, it should not become dry. The answer is balance. Use fact for the road, use imagination for the room. A trapped place makes the drama breathe more slowly. The style at the Montessori yard should stay plain and firm. Use short sentences for Aspurcha, Hatun. Use clean picture from the Montessori yard. Keep the names around Aspurcha. Also, keep the action at the emotion around become Aspurcha become the same cry again. Let every paragraph from the Montessori yard added a new angle. Let every angle bring Urhan closer to the state. Must be built. Rescue become more than rescue. And also Avernus stand at the enemy tent. A knife lies near an open map. The air around the enemy tent feels heavy. His loyalty is tested by fire and memory. The problem at the enemy tent is simple to see, but hard to solve. Yeats uses cruelty to wound more than one heart. Avernus cannot answer it with anger alone. He must listen, look, and wait for the right move. This keeps the enemy tent scene direct. It begins with Avernus feeling, then moves to choice. Loyalty must be choose again. The human side of Avernus matter most here. Avernus is not a statue. For Avernus, pain reach the eyes first, pride arrive later. At the enemy tent is loyalty is tested by fire and memory. The viewer should see doubt in awareness but not weaknesses. The viewer should see love this part but softness with strength. Yeet uses cruelty to warn more than one hat. This is why the choice at the enemy tent must be made in a plain words. The enemy tent scene can hold power without heavy language. Loyalty must be chosen again. The historical link, that is a big link around the enemy tent, is clear. How Flavius turned into the character of Avernus. The Avernus positive character, the Flavius character, was not a negative initially, but a powerful frontier around the warriors that followed the command of Flavius. Frontier warriors often changed masters' name and duties. Power in Urhan's world did not grow by courage alone. It needed food, it needed safety, safe road, fair judgment, steady hands. A fighting group could move fast. A state had to stay and answer for people. The difference is important for Urhan. At the enemy tent, Urhan is not only chasing enemies, he is learning how to keep people under one roof after the enemy tent changes him. Loyalty must be chosen again. The view of the best writer, Heath Laurie, helps shape the enemy tent part. The rise of Ottomans need more than one simple cause. That idea does not need to be quoted in a heavy way here. It can be turned into simple drama. At enemy tent showed the rule behind the sword in the choice, show the cost behind the victory near Avernus, shows the limit behind the drama and dreamy dreams around the enemy tent. Then this part of the story feels fresh. It also feels like honor shared by a particular pride, limit behind without becoming heavy. A villain is stronger than the fear around him. Also keep changing the mind of the people. The pacing at the enemy tent should be clean. Start with the place and its pressure. Bring in the face of Avernus. Add the danger around Avernus. Then let the choice at the enemy tent land. Do not explain every feeling twice in this part. Trust the image of the enemy. Trust the pause before Avernus move. Trust the simple line after the pause. This style makes the enemy tent part easy to read and easy to hear. It also keeps the story from surrounding stretched. At this point, loyalty must be chosen again. The city gate carries the mood before anyone speaks. Bursa waits behind its walls. Urhan feels the pressure of the moment. A city cannot be won like a pasture. He sees that victory will bring more works. No long speech is needed at the city gate. Also, a look from Urhan can explain fear. A pause at the city gate can show duty. A short order from Urhan can change every face nearby. The sword must be learned, the weight of the seal. The character work for the Urhan should stay sharp. Urhan carries more than one feeling. There is duty in this moment. There is anger under the words. There is care for the people who may suffer near the city gate. He sees that victory will bring more work. A city cannot be won like pasture. These layers make the city gate seem new. The story does not need to repeat the same pain through Urhan. It can show a new effect of the pain at the city gate. The sword must learn the weight of the seal. The past behind the city gate is useful, but it should not become a lecture. Towns require judges, markets, repairs, safe roads. Let the viewer feel the past through action. Let a market near city gate show trade. Let a gate near Urhan show power. Let a tired soldier in this part show cost. Let a quiet mother near the conflict show dynasty. In this way, history enters the city gate scene without slowing down. The sword must be learned to the weight. The review angle around the city safe should be fair. Because of that, this story works best to avoid a trap. This Urhan is not a great only because he wins. He becomes greater when his wins create order. The city should feel like a living character. A city gate scene should end with a change. It may be a new order for Urhan. It may be a new fear around the city gate. It may be the small promise made near Urhan. It may be a look at the city gate that tells us trust has moved. A city gate seen without change feels like filler. And also at the market lane, the story should move with clear steps. Bread smoke rises beside closed shutters. Town peoples, also villagers, see danger in his front and worry behind. Ordinary people fear each new ruler. They ask who will protect their work and children. The scene should not rush. It should not let the viewer feel each cost. A stronger ruler is not the loudest person. A strong ruler knows when to hold the world and hold the sword still. Urhan must win trust after he wins land. This is not only a plot point, it is the test of the soul. Townspeople must decide what kind of person will remain after danger passes. They ask who will protect their work and children. Ordinary people will fear each new ruler. Easy words help this. It removes fog from the line. It connects real border. The author lens can stay inside the scene. Leslie Paris points us toward the thought household. A world is in a council. A silence between women and men is a different kind of perception of these two genders. A payment to soldiers. These details make the script more alive. Small people make big history feel real. For the screen, the scene should avoid repeated shouting. It should use objects and moments. A rope pulled tight, a seal pressed into wax, a horse refusing the bit, a door closing softly. These images can say more than a long line. The music should stay low at the first, then it can rise when the choice is made. This gives the paragraph a different rhythm. It also keeps the viewer inside the moment. Urhan must win trust after he wins land. The camera can open on the old battlefield. Rain gathers in half marks. Boran is already inside a hard choice. Boran character was clearly a mind boggler and mind changer. His character is definitely appreciated from Kurlush Usman to Kurlush Urhan. He was the best companion and advisor of Osman Bey. The archery skills of Boran Bey horse riding, swording was very close to Osman Bey. He never tries to get more fame, more rank, more money, or the things that can benefit him personally, he never desired. He always the frontier and the front soldier from the rank of Osman Bey, and after that in Orhan Bey rank, he gave wonderful advices to spread the dreams of Orhan Bey, follows the pattern of Osman Bey. Osman Bey shared everything with Orhan Bey. He was a great advisor and a touch, a inspiration and a motivation in case of Boran Bey. Addition in Orhan was a great thing. His memory stands beside every choice Orhan makes. Fear should be simple, duty should be clear, revenge calls from the ground. If tears appears, they should not be stopped, or they should push it forward. Memory becomes a law inside the heart. The drama becomes stronger when it remembers the world outside. The main hero, after travelers, the daily media advisors, their daily affair, and fear gave meaning to rule. If Orhan protects only his name, he remains small. If he protects the order of his people, if he protects the territory that he is ruling, definitely it makes him larger. Memory becomes a law inside the heart. The dialogue should be short. Orhan can speak like a ruler without using a major words. The woman's chamber is not only a background. A curtain moves through, no one speaks. It presses on the heart. Fear spreads through the house. They know that family pains can become danger. The scene needs short lines and strong pauses. It should feel human before it feels grand. The palace must not break from inside. The best emotion here is controlled emotion. Malan and Nilofer can hurt deeply and still speak softly. They know that family pain can become straight danger. That kind of controls fits a world where every private wound can become public trouble. A breath before a reply, a name spoken once. The narration should use small signs. a hand on a sword, a breath before a reply, a name spoken once. The palace must not break from inside. History gives this scene a strong groan. A dynastic home was never only private space. The early Ottoman world was not made in easy leap. It grew through pressure, need, fear, and chance. A leader had to hold warriors, townspeople, and also the enemies, the friends. The task is harder than winning a single fight. The style of the women chambers should stay plain and firm. Uses short sentences for Nilofer and Malan Hatun. Also, that use short, clean picture from woman chamber keeps the name around Malan and Nilofer clear. Keeps the action at the woman chamber in order. Do not let history around this place becomes a wall of facts. Do not let emotion around Malan and Nilofer becomes the same cry again. Let every paragraph from the woman chamber add a new angle. Let every angle bring Urhan closer to the state he must build. The palace must not break from inside. Urhan stands at a stable yard and a stable. Horses stamp before dawn. The air around the stable yard feels heavy. He must teach them the difference between the courage and the rage. The problem at the stable yard is simple to see, but hard to solve. Young Alps want fast blood. Urhan cannot answer it with anger alone. He must listen, look, and wait for the right move. This keeps the stable yard scene direct. It begins with Urhan's feeling, then moves to choice. Anger is placed under command. The human side of Urhan matters most here. Urhan is not a statue. For Urhan, pain reaches the eyes first. Pride arrives later at the stable yard. He must teach the differences between courage and rage. The historical links that creates a big thing in a stable yard, in a clear spirit. Discipline turn raiders into an army. Power in Urhan's world did not grow by courage alone. It needed food, safe roads, loyal men, fair judgment, and steady hands. A fighting group could move fast. Our state had to stay and answer for people. The difference is important. For Urhan at the stable yard, Urhan is not only choosing or chasing. enemies. He is learning how to keep the people under one roof. The pacing at the stable yard should be clean. Start with the place and its pressure. Bring in the face of Urhan, add the danger around Urhan. Then let's see the choice at the stable yard. Land do not explain every feeling twice in this part. Trust the image of a stable yard. Trust the pause before Urhan moves. Trust the simple lines after the pause. This style makes the stable yard part easy to reach and easy to hear. The scribe room carries the mood before anyone speaks. Ink dries beside a rough seal. Alauddin Ali Bey feels the pressure of the moment. Spoken orders are no longer enough. He sees that memory must become record. No long speech is needed at the scribe room. A look from Alauddin Ali Bey can explain fear. A pause at the scribe room can show duty. A short order from Alauddin Ali Bey can change every face nearby. The state begins to remember itself. The character work for Alauddin Ali Bey should stay sharp. Alauddin Ali Bey carries more than one feeling. There is duty in this moment. There is anger under the words. There is care for the people who may suffer near the scribe room, and also under the anger of that he sees the memory must become record, and also spoken orders are no longer used for that particular enough decisions. These layers make the scribe room scene new. The story does not need to repeat the same pain through Alauddin Ali Bey. It can show a new effect of the pain at the scribe room. That state begins to remember itself. The past behind the scribe room is useful, but it should not become a lecture. Law and writing help power travel farther than voice. Let the viewer feel the past through action. Let a market near scribe room show trade. Let a gate near Alauddin Ali Bey show power. Let a tired soldier in this part show cost. Let a quiet mother near this conflict show dynasty. In this way, history enters the scribe room scene without slowing it down. The state begins to remember itself. The review angle around the scribe room should be fair. Roddy Paul has things becomes helps us to read the scene with care. Material tools shape political change. Because of that, this story works best when it avoids easy answers. Urhan is not a great only because he wins. He becomes greater when his wins create order. A quiet scribe can be as important as a warrior. The scribe room scene should end with a change. It may be the new order for Alauddin Ali Bey. It may be a new fear around the scribe room. It may be a small promise made by near Alauddin. It may look at the scribe room. It tells the trust has moved. A scribe scene must feel without change feels like filler. A scribe room scene with change becomes a step. This matters because Urhan Road is long. Green tea with a good Alauddin Ali Bey must carry weight, and the state begins to remember itself. At the river path, the story should move with clear steps. Mist covers the water. Fatma sees danger in front.